Folks, as you can see, we are leading with the Raiders. We are leading with our patch forward. We need a big Raiders win, folks. Thanks for tuning in here at Trainwreck Sports. I'm Maniac, and you know the story if you're tuning in. We are watching the Raiders and the Chiefs, and obviously there's a lot going on in the sporting world. First things first, the last, 100-plus hours has been insane. Ever since Monday night, I think a lot of Buffalo sports fans look at sports differently, especially football, especially hockey, contact sports. Again, not revolutionizing the way you look at them, but I think it was an eye-opener for a lot of people in the way they viewed sports and prioritized sports and the way we look at things as Buffalo sports fans. So I'll just say that first and foremost, there's a lot more people who have a lot more meaningful to say on it than me. But with that said, man, the last, 24 to 48 hours, it's been amazing seeing the progress, hearing the good reports, hearing the positive vibes that are coming out of the camp and coming out of the Hamlin camp, coming out of everything. And obviously it's great to see the NFL having everyone's back, having, Bills, Hamlin, everyone having their back. So that's great to see. That's above everything. That's more important than anything going on. With that said, we got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, and thank you for joining in. We are all watching. There's only one way that the Bills can have an AFC Championship game at home and the bye, and that involves a Raiders win today. That is going on. Oh, my God. Stidham, broken play. He'll get sacked for a loss of 10. So the Chiefs kicked it away after going into Raiders territory. It is 7-3 currently. Can we get this up on the board? Let's see. Looking like a schmooze coming. Okay, there we go. All right, that's a little bit better. So, yeah, Stidham ran into his own guy. Not exactly great. We got 2nd and 18 deep in their own territory. So, obviously, Chiefs received first, went way down the field on a huge, 60-yard play. We're able to cash in on a 3rd down. So, you're not overly, upset about that. Obviously, Chiefs are going to get theirs, but Raiders do need to move the ball. And, obviously, 2nd and 18. Dropping back, he's going deep. And it's picked. Rolled out of bounds at the 45 of Kansas City, it looks like. It looked like a clean pick and everything. So, yeah, Stidham throws it up. Looked like it might have been Devontae Adams in double coverage or something. Safety came over, and we have our first turnover of the day. So, yeah, not a great result. With that said, it wasn't even Devontae Adams. That might have been PI on 35 on Kansas City. But, again, you're not going to get that call, especially when it's already going the other way. Let's take a look at some of the stuff going on around the rest of the world of sports here. I was going to say, hopefully I haven't been on mute the whole time. Let's see, what do we got here? And by the way, chime in with your own comments if something you're watching, something you're doing, or if you want to get in, hit the DMs. We're having everyone. This is a watch along. This is a party, baby. Let's have a good time. Let's fire up the live bet maker. So right now it looks like we got 35 current live events across the world of sports. We got Chiefs, Raiders. We have Hurricanes, Blue Jackets, which looks like it's scoreless after 20 minutes. The live over-under is down to 4.5 there. Blue Jackets might be in a good spot there at home, looking to get a win. Still plus 255 on the money line. They've played them even for 20 minutes here. Basketball, you got a ton of action in college hoops. Oh my gosh, Tennessee just beating up on South Carolina. They've over-doubled them up, 76-33. By the way, speaking of hoops, we'd be remiss not to shout out our UB Bulls double dip, double dub at Litni Arena today. Bulls getting it done in that conference play. Love to see that from Weitzel. Starting out 2-0 in conference play. Love to see Becky Burke getting her first conference win, obviously. And those are things you do in the first week of January, folks. That is what you do, and the Bulls are doing it. Love to see it. With that said, we got Pittsburgh up 40-38 on Clemson. Not much else here across the world of sports. We got Villanova up tied 2020 with Xavier. And speaking of not much going on, we got another man popping in. He's sipping. Micah, man, how are you doing, sir?
What is going on?
I think I unmuted you. I think I unmuted you as you unmuted yourself. That's double muting you. But crazy action in sports right now, and unfortunately we just got a Stidham pick. The only good news is it was about 40 yards downfield.
Yeah, not ideal. So wait, all right, let's see. Where are you on your screen right now as you're watching? I'm gonna try to
Right now,
time
they're
this up with you.
circling the defenders. They just
Oh, we
circled the
are.
third defender.
There's a third one. Okay, I got to fast forward a little bit. See, I'm on an antenna here, so
Okay.
I got
Okay.
some TV pause going on, and I'm trying to just even it out. This is live as we're going. I think we're good. I'm coming back from the little commercial break. That should be good, or not the commercial break.
Okay.
The little.
They just came out of the replay. They're showing the guy on the bench now. We got Mahomes single back, first down. We got some mini razzle dazzle. Ooh, we got a guy open downfield. It's the TikTok superstar himself, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju, who needed only 2 yards to hit a $1.5 million incentive. So I don't know if he already hit that, but now he definitely did. So congratulations, Juju. I'm becoming $1.5 million richer today.
Juju.
How are you doing? Maniac, I have a question for you. Do you see these two Funko Pops behind me? Can you, they probably look so small that you can't, but is there any way you can make out what those two are? You should be able to know. Oh, now you can see him perfectly.
We got, what is that, Thor on the top?
No, it's not Thor. It's not Thor. It is
Who
a
is that?
blonde
Who is
man,
that?
though. That's a Dusty Rhodes Funko. And
Okay.
then Spider-Man on the bottom there.
Okay.
I want to see if you could snag out the Dusty Rhodes from the middle.
Ridiculous combo. I saw the blonde.
It is a ridiculous combo.
That would be a great tag.
I was Christmas shopping a couple. Would be a great tag team. I was Christmas shopping out. I don't want to be a collectible person, but I like Funko, so I have like the right amount, and it's basically for this kind of opportunity here.
Funkos are kind of like the trading cards of pop culture in a way.
Yeah, pretty much.
And entertainment, obviously, with sports. Are you looking at any other sports matchups right now besides this? You got anything riding? We got action, golf, basketball, hockey.
I was watching a little bit. I didn't put any action on earlier, but I've just been watching Big Ten basketball all morning. I was watching Illinois handle Wisconsin getting their first Big Ten win of the season so far, and Wisconsin going down their first Big Ten loss. It's been a fun conference to watch. That's basically the one I've been keeping up with most of the time this year for men's college basketball. And then Michigan State beating Michigan. I love seeing Michigan lose, so that was a good time this afternoon. But other than that, I'm looking forward to this football action tonight, but also the Buffalo Sabres back in action, because that's like the highlight of my week or my night every week, a couple nights a week. Seeing those guys go out there, and it's an important game every night.
It's been about 5 years at least since there's been this level of excitement entering some January Sabres hockey. So definitely a lot to be pumped up about. And yeah, I mean, if they keep playing like they have, right now they have a couple games in hand to get back in the wild card picture. They're about, 4 to 6 points out?
Yeah.
Depending on, what spot you're looking at. So yeah, I mean, I think that these next, 3-5 games, and especially,
they got 5 games in hand on the Islanders, and they're only 6 points back. So they really win 3 out of their next 5, they could be tied with the Isles in that spot. Slightly behind Pittsburgh. I mean, yeah, it's really control your own destiny territory for them at this point, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, there's more than enough season left, right? Where it's like if they play well enough, there's no excuse where we ran out of runway. We a couple more games and we would have got there.
They would have to start they would have to start trending in a downward trajectory the rest of the season for them to miss the playoffs. I think at this point, like at this rate, at the very least, they should make the playoffs. And it's kind of crazy to think about that with how tough this division was supposed to be. But you look at Florida, who has been a disappointment this year. I don't know what's been going on in Florida. That's just been a whole mess of a situation, I think, in general. But
and they do look really far off right now, and they did handle the Sabres in Buffalo, but I feel like the Devils are kind of coming back down to earth a little bit, and they started 20-4, so they're coming they're only 13 points ahead. So all these teams hopefully will mush up. And again, Sabres are on the up and up like we discussed.
But that's the thing with the New Jersey Devils, with the Rangers and the Sabres specifically. Those are, the Devils made the Rangers making the playoffs and making their run. Everything else, they're still just all a young core, and they're going to ride waves throughout a season. So the Devils starting hot and then kind of tailoring off, not that big of a surprise, because that's just how streaky young teams are. The Sabres this year, what do we have? 8. What would we do without that losing streak? Where would this team be if they could have just righted the ship in one of those games. But that's how it is with young teams. Sometimes it takes them those 3-4 game losing streaks snowball into 7-8 just because they don't know how to get out of those. I was just gonna say though, trying to distract us from this inevitability.
I was gonna say, speaking of not surprising, but hey, the good news is I know the Stidham pick looked bad on the last drive, but if there's one area I got faith, the Chiefs have always played like kind of sloppy games. So they've either started slow or they get slow in the middle. So give them a little time to get up here. Maybe we get a good Stidham drive, get this to a 4-point game. I'm feeling fine with that with a couple minutes before half and the Raiders getting the ball. So we'll see. But again, this next drive for the Raiders is obviously key. Yeah, the crazy thing, Micah, I mean, bookmakers are not fucking around. Sabres that basically have pick them in these black jerseys, that's dangerous for those Vegas books.
Whew. It's gonna be that's gonna be I wonder what the New York or just the Buffalo bet handle is on the money line for the Sabres, like 98% money line bets for the Sabres tonight going into there. It's gonna be an electric atmosphere, I'm sure.
Something in that territory.
How many fans are gonna be there tonight? How many people?
I mean, last game was a sellout, I believe. I don't think tonight is a sellout, but let's take a quick look at
that's what I was wondering. Was it
the cost is going?
I was saying I thought it was a sellout, and that was probably the holidays helped out a little bit, being right in between that weird week that we just had between Christmas and New Year's there. But I still feel like, why not go to these games? If you could get tickets for $60, $50 to go see the Sabres tonight, I would be there in a heartbeat.
And I think many people agree, and that's the crazy thing right now. They're playing so well. They're the best ticket right now on SeatGeek, 300 level, row 10, 98 before fees.
Oh,
so you're probably looking at 120, 120 about. Yeah, okay. I mean, the Sabres aren't a cheap ticket. It was kind of telling because before they even got good or even like got quality, because they've been definitely quality. There's a difference between winning and being quality, but I mean, they were $50, $60 a night already, so you kind of knew, man, if that market shifts or if they start, playing well, it could get really dicey with that ticket scenario. But speaking of dicey, thanks for rolling the dice here as we roll along. So this is a big drive here. We got the Raiders taking over at their own 25. Chiefs up 14-3. Let's see. I'll get this up here. I just hope we don't get any. Actually, it wasn't touchback. Sorry, 24. Shout out Jack Bauer. Nice. All right, they're just about to take the snap on my screen.
I got him in motion. Adam's in motion.
Oh yeah.
All right, there we go. I think we're pretty close.
We're synced up. Here we go.
Nothing really.
Don't love that. You got a toss for nothing.
Maniac, could you power rank your top 3 neutral site AFC Championship locations?
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. What are we talking about? Like as far as like TV presentation, fan trip? There's a couple different.
All right, so
for Bills fans, quote unquote.
Let's do two different for Bills. Let's do 2 different things then. I want likelihood first, and then I want personally, for any reason, you could do your storylines, you could do any reason you could think of for that top 3. But first 3, I want likelihood.
Well, I think Atlanta is a great one. Just because they seem to love tourism. I don't know if it's already booked. And again, I might look like an idiot because I would have thought Indianapolis would have been a great one, but it's booked. By the way, speaking of great, there we go. Would have been great if that guy could have actually been healthy this year. My fantasy team might have actually done something. Darren Waller, first couple weeks he was dominating, and then he gets, he's just one of those guys. He gets hurt, and then you don't know, questionable week to week. They're putting him out there because he's at least a decoy, but he gets open over the middle there, and that's. I mean, you're not asking Dawson Knox to do too much more than that, Micah.
No, not much. I mean, that's what it's been encouraging to see it, start getting activated more recently in the last couple games. So maybe they've just been waiting. Don't want him to take the hits.
It would be cool if there was actually a method to their madness. If a game, we got sitting up in the pocket. I like this. Let him cook. Get down. Okay. I will say again, this goes back to Stidham throwing the bomb for the interception and everything. This guy looks like he's legitimately playing for a spot, looking for a paycheck. Like he has a desperation. He has a dog in him right now. And I like that. It makes me feel better than like a backup quarterback playing or like a starter who's kind of just down on his luck.
I mean, McDaniel must have some kind of confidence in him too. So, I mean, to have the confidence of that guy who's worked with, Tom Brady and you've seen them work together and stuff, it's got to feel good going into this type of game. Yeah. Go
This
earn
is
yourself
definitely
some money, kid.
This is definitely yeah. Oh my god! After last game, 350 and 3 TDs. This is definitely
Yeah,
a Woody from Toy Story. Hold up, let him cook situation. We need to let him cook. We need another 350 and 3 from.
Who's gonna have a better stat line, Jared Stidham or Nathan Peterman? I think it's up for debate.
Oh no, Stidham's gonna have a way better. Get out of here, you crazy!
I can't wait to see.
Me through a loop.
I can't wait to see what that looks like tomorrow. On just the Vikings defense. I hope they get like 5 interceptions again. It would be ridiculous. What you said? You said Atlanta. What are the other realistic things? Because I was pleading my case to Wake earlier about Chicago, and I do think that there's some credence if they are going to stay outdoors. Like I saw Shefty or Rap Sheet say that they would consider.
There's definitely
although I don't think it's likely.
Chicago. I also like Pittsburgh. Again, but it's weird situations. You don't want to be like, to be honest, first off, and this goes, like I said at the beginning of the show, by far the most important thing is that DeMar Hamlin is recovering. Yeah. He's feeling better, everything like this. So when you get into these situations, it does seem trivial, but it's what they're talking about, so I'm down to talk about it. The fact that the league literally restructured like the whole playoff system around the top 3 teams was low-key, like big-time bulletin board material for the 4 through 7 seeds and wherever they end up.
Right. Right.
Basically, every team that's not the Chiefs, Bengals, or Bills in the playoffs is going to have a huge chip on their shoulder because of how that situation was handled.
Yep, definitely.
And by the way, we got a Devontae Adams first down. That's the thing. I'll always feel good. Like I know I got a quarterback who's playing for his life, and I know I have a wide receiver who's top 5 in the league. So let's ride.
They get in it, and this Chiefs defense, you can find, if anybody can find the holes in the Chiefs defense and exploit it the whole game, it's Josh McDaniels, who's came from that Belichickian, offense and everything else, which is we're just going to attack the defense wherever their weaknesses over and over again and make you stop it. And Devontae Adams can expose those quite often.
I love Devontae Adams. Will. Oh, by the way, Blue Jackets up 1-0. If you don't remember me pointing that out, they were plus 250 on the money line not too long ago. But and I hate this player. Devontae Adams is much better than him. But that looked like a Julian Edelman route on that 3rd down. Just get 5 yards, go where it's open, and throw it to him.
If I was sitting the other way, my Kent State banner is in the background now here in the new crib. That's just for you there.
You're a golden flash and a half.
What was I gonna say? I really don't remember. We were talking about the top half of the AFC and everything. The biggest thing that came out of me with the competition committee and everything is it's a big old, there's a lot of power brokers in there. It's a big political situation. We know who, Kraft and Jones lead those chats, everything else. And what it showed me is the Bengals have no juice in that room, and the Ravens do, or at least more than what the Bengals did, because the Bengals got screwed over with the coin toss situation, even if it's unlikely. And that's the thing is there's a good point. Bengals just win, just beat the backup quarterback that you're going to play on Sunday anyway. It's not really an issue. But
yeah, the Bills would love an opportunity to control their side of the picture with a just win. The Bengals only have their side of the picture with a just win, so go for it.
And Chiefs fans.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh, he literally snailed for that first down. I might have been a second ahead of you there, but my goodness, it looked like the knee was going to be down for a loss of 2.
And as for Chiefs fans, you didn't have the chance to win an in. You were not going to have that opportunity. You might have, but you wouldn't have if the Bills had won. So what are we talking about here? It really is the most
gladiator rules. I mean, the Chiefs had the chance to beat the Bengals, and the Chiefs had the chance to beat the Bills, and they didn't do either of them. So
there we go. So send them to LA or Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, LA, Dallas, Nashville,
Dallas.
Pittsburgh.
I really like the idea of it being in Dallas. It makes no sense travel-wise and everything, but it would just be awesome.
Oh my gosh, what a play. Get down.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Miami as a nice troll would be good. I think.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on how poetic Miami would be with them having to host us for.
Come on.
Nicky Smokes would be donezo.
Sunday after, because they'll be the early game this year. So
2-0 Blue Jackets, minus 205 now on the money line. I'm telling you, that stunk out loud that they were plus 250 after a 0-0 first period.
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
First and goal,
Carolina.
though. First and goal. This is exactly what we wanted, Mike. A little bounce back, a little bouncy poo.
Can we get a fade? A little fade corner? Nope. Just run them right up the middle.
I was gonna say, were you bringing on Iman Shumpert for that fade?
Love Iman. I wish the Cavs had Iman Shumpert right now, to be honest.
He would still be good on the defensive end, right? Like that was always his like thing. Like he was always a good tempo guy, and then he would get the occasional bucket or the occasional like 12 to 16 points.
Some games he would just go like 5 for 8 from 3, and that's all you keep him there for. Like if you could do that every 4 games or something, it's great.
It really is amazing how someone playing on the Knicks can just be larger than life because they're on the Knicks. The Lakers really don't have like even that effect.
If you know anything about Iman Shumpert, he's gotten involved with a lot of different things. So he's living an extravagant life.
He's well traveled.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say well traveled. I should say he's got a diverse portfolio.
That's even better, honestly. Probably both. A little bit of both.
Yeah.
12. How about this? 12 plays, 74-yard drive, 8 minutes.
Yeah, this is not a fucking around drive. They didn't get lucky. They didn't break a tackle. This was literally executed down the field. Now let's get in the end zone here. What do you got, Micah? We got 4 wide receivers.
I like Waller.
We got Waller circled up top. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, now that Orlovsky said it, I feel like it's too obvious. I'm assuming he's the one that circled it. I don't have the sound on. He's looking that way though. Oh, he got it. Oh, come on, throw the flag. Nope.
I don't hate to go for it. Here.
I would go for it. What do you got to lose?
What do you have to lose? He's got to get that separation sooner. Damn you, Waller.
Yeah, it's tough. I see on that with Waller.
I don't see anybody shuffling. I don't see personnel shuffling.
He's got like 6
here we go
on him. I would have just boxed him out. I like the one where you just
overall in the scope of the buy. This has to be like literally a 5 to 10% play right here. Seriously,
legitimately, yeah.
At the 2, 14-3 Chiefs. Stidham needs it. We got Adams in motion. Makes a man miss in the backfield.
Oh, good move. Cuddy.
Doesn't get it.
Damn it.
And Adams might be a little Gracie getting up.
All right. Yeah. That's all right. I mean, it
was a good play. I mean, he hit Adams in the hand. That kind of a PI, but again,
I mean, it's the story of the last 3 years. If you really, I mean, it's the dirty joke that no one wants to talk about is that the Chiefs are allowed to get away with every pass interference.
Yeah,
it's the joke that comes up that gets buried away every time. Yeah, that's not easy, but they're at the 2-yard line.
By the way, you're talking power brokers. I thought you were about to make a Sharon Carter reference.
I was thinking about it, but the Bengals have no juice, bro. If the Bengals had juice, they at least get a home game. Everybody just like, nah, let's give the Bengals a coin toss just to mess with them. I don't know.
I think the fact that the Bengals are getting a coin toss is absurd.
If you want to dig deeper into it, when it comes to ownership and stuff like that, the Bengals notoriously a very cheap franchise until this year. Like, didn't even spent as little money as possible on coaches. They kept Marvin Lewis there for 20 years, basically, because they just, like, there's a lot of things that I could see, pissing off of Jerry Joneses of the world and everything else, NFL wise. I don't know.
I'm sure they have a big time axe to grind with the small markets and everything like that. And then, yeah, you probably just can't get in the way of the Super Bowl favorites, quote unquote, the Chiefs and the Bills.
And Roger, that wherever that neutral site idea came from, Roger in the NFL is just picturing all the Chiefs and Bills fans descending onto just imagine that scene. If it was in Indianapolis, it would have been perfect. But wherever city it'll be, it's going to be. I hope they split the state. If they do it, split the stadium right down the middle, like a bowl game. Just have some blue on one side, red on the other. Like that's what they're imagining with it, and it would be a really unique experience. But the Bengals, man,
that's what they're imagining. I don't think it would end up that way at all, though. It wouldn't be like the college Rose Bowl.
No, it's not going to end up like that. But that's what their big picture is, trying to make whatever lemons they think they can make out of anything. It's been a weird week. I forgot about the Monday wild card again too.
I mute monstered myself. The only spin zone I got is that literally when you get a 3 and out here, score, and it's just the same as the reverse happening. The Raiders scoring and then the Chiefs scoring. So let's go.
Hey, I'm with it.
Come on, clog it up. Okay, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, according to ESPN, but I'll take 2nd and 8 on the ABC channel. Oh, that's tough. A Raiders fan has the "we deserve better" sign.
Do you? Did the Raiders deserve better? I'm unsure of that.
Yeah, did they do a monster cash grab to like go to Vegas? Get up, make that tackle. Come on. I like it. I'll take 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 all day. Okay, we do have 2-1 Blue Jackets now, so I might be eating my words. Blue Jackets are back to an underdog. What else we got? We got your Kent State. 2 minutes to go. 68
They're in a
to
battle.
69. They're in a battle, but minus 250 live on the money line. That's a battle, though. Like, oh, they just hit a 3, and they go to minus 1,000 on the money line.
Yes,
wait,
because this is what they do.
Wait. Okay. It flickered and it went back to 60-59. Then it went to 63-59 again. So sometimes I question myself. 3rd and 4, though. This is what we needed. This is what the doctor dialed up. Come on. They're circling big matchups. Let's get some pressure on Patrick.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. See? There we go. 3 and out.
Oh,
I'm ahead of you now.
You are ahead of me. Okay, but I don't care. It was like a warm blanket. Literally, as long as it's the result I want. Nobody ever gets mad if it's the result they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh wait, no, we have laundry.
There is laundry though.
Holding. Oh, yeah, give me a holding on the offense. Oh no, roughing the P. Why are you roughing the P, Matt Crosby? Like, no, and I don't want to see you, like, cordially talking to Patrick Mahomes about it right now. We just got to stop inside the 10, and they're going to get a first down at the 25. Oh, he did, like, hit the shit out of him. Well, next time, like, do something, like, when you mean it here. Come on.
You know... you can't even be surprised sometimes.
Yeah. Chiefs 1st and 10 at the 23. They're running them out. Whoa. Jeez, that's tough to stop.
that's automatic.
Yeah, like there's just sometimes where like Kelsey runs these option routes, or he just he literally runs 10 yards and just stops sometimes, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
I just don't even understand how he works. Is like. He's just a freak. I think that's the only thing it is about Travis Kelce. He's just a freak athlete. Because there's nothing about him that makes sense. Like his build and the way he moves and the way he get open. Like there's nobody else that you could ever replicate it. Like you can't show Kelce tape, I feel like. And I feel like I've heard like Knox say that before too. He's like, I don't really watch a lot of Kelce tape. It's like,
there's no point.
I can't do that.
Yeah. That is a good point.
He's just an alien.
Oh my
and same with Jason too. Jason's an alien. He's just too big to be like skill guy, so he's an alien as a center. It's ridiculous.
I don't want to ring the alarm, but we got Max Crosby lining up off sides now. I mean, Max Crosby alone has had 20 yards and penalties on this drive. Folks, they're at their own 42-yard line, so it just speaks to what's going on here. Come on. I mean, make a play, Max Crosby.
That is not how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, that's for sure.
We broke it something there. Max Crosby is essentially doing like what I do when I'm down like 10 or like 2 possessions to man, where you just look for that extra boost, you know, like, like I'm going to try and jump the snap. 65-59 Kent State, by the way, as UB product Malcolm Kuntz comes in for the Raiders.
Oh, there we go. Oh, look at all this action we got here on this fine Saturday. You're ahead of me on the Kent State thing, I think, here, though. This is the
low key. What about Vegas? What about Vegas for an AFC championship?
Oh, I don't mind that.
Are we sleeping on like the spot that's right under our nose?
That's honestly perfect.
It really is perfect. Warm. If they like definitely want to host a party, like they can easily accommodate like Vegas is a town. I'm pretty sure they could just always accommodate like another 1 million person party like at any point.
Yeah. Yeah, Vegas would be awesome. That's what I wonder what their priorities are going to be with it. Like Indy was probably the first, or well, Detroit was probably the first choice, and Detroit was just like, we're ripping up our turf because we knew we weren't going to be in the playoffs or hosting a game. So like that's awesome. Indianapolis is like, we're now no way we're hosting an AFC title game, so let's book the whole volleyball tournament deal that weekend too. Um, that's what I'm wondering with Atlanta. Did Atlanta just assume they're not making the playoffs and book like the big three in the Mercedes-Benz or something? Like I don't know. Like
I mean,
we could just be searching.
I don't want to sound crazy, but I would assume that like if you're the Mercedes-Benz Stadium people, having been in that stadium last week, that's a stadium you double book. Like if you're not sure that you're gonna be able to get something, like
True.
truthfully, you probably don't do it to a Taylor Swift or a Lady Gaga, but you like get somebody else on like standby, like, hey, if we're not gonna have something going on, we're in there. And then that is also someone that can be overruled by an emergency like NFL like need, of course.
I think that stadium, and from everything I've heard about it, and I haven't heard your experience last week. I'd love to hear about that. But
I gotta tell you, I got something to tell you right after this. Yep.
All right. That it should just be like the standard neutral site stadium for like anything on standby because it's just incredible.
I couldn't agree more. And the biggest thing, I can't even tell you this enough. I drank 3 bottles of water because I wanted to start the new year feeling healthy. You know, New Year's Eve, I was like, okay, I want to drink. So as you can understand, I had to pee quite a bit. I went 6 times throughout the game, and literally, I did not stand in line once.
That's in
a general seating area. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I mean, the restrooms were full. Like basically every like urinal was basically getting used, but no I don't know if it's just built in a way that was just like, because when I go to a Bills game, I hate to say it, but like that's a 15 to 20 minute commitment.
You got to plan it out.
Essentially, like I really have to go, or you know when the play to go is like right when the Bills are starting an offensive drive, because you might be able to get like a quick like 3 minutes in and out or something.
See, my idea is usually like 5 minutes left in the second quarter, like right before the 2 minute warning, you're done. You might as well just stay.
Good call. Yeah, and you might be able to get a quick hitter. Yeah, the whole goal is how quick can you what's the minimal you can miss?
But if you could go, when you said 6 times, I was like, that's impressive, just because I never would have even tried to attempt to leave 6 times during a normal football game, because I would have been terrified of missing the entire game, as you said.
I mean, you know, I hate to say it, Mike. The kid got hot from 3, so I mean, after 4 times, I'm not going to hesitate to pull the trigger on the 5th.
There you go. Yeah, you were confident. Hey, that's awesome.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it for our maybe cautious viewers at home. I was peeing with confidence at the 5th and 6th time for sure.
Where were you? So what was your angle of Noah Ruggles missing the kick to the left?
Oh my God. So I was at the far end zone right pylon. So I was where there were 2 huge plays, where we had the Marvin Harrison came back to him on the rollout with CJ Stroud, and then where he got injured. It was basically in the same spot.
Yeah.
So we were in the far side. So truthfully, on the kick, when it happened with us, it didn't actually look like he missed it by that much. Like it looked like it had a shot off the foot, and then he missed it. It was like, okay, he missed it a little bit left. It wasn't until I was watching the highlights of the game where I was like, oh my God, this was like a monster shank. Like this never had a shot. Like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, it never looked clean from the beginning, but that's a tough kick anyways in that situation. They were asking
by far one of the craziest fan scenarios I've ever seen, because the place was definitely going crazy. And literally, what do we got? We got 69-66 Kent State. It looks like the clock just ran out, but we'll see. Okay. We'll keep it posted there. But yeah, so literally the guy misses the kick, and I swear to God, I'm pretty sure that was within 20 seconds of the new year happening, like not even scripted that way. But literally, he missed it, and all of the jumbotrons just go, Happy New Year! So, like, all the Georgia fans were just, like, going nuts. Like, it was unbelievable, though. I'll tell you, I respect the Georgia fans because, like, the ones I was looking at when they were down 14, when they were down 18, they did have resolve, and they were, like, instantly when they scored, like, when that one DB fell down, they were back in it instantly. So that definitely helped. But,
yeah,
they had a lot of resolve. And, like, truthfully, it was just, you could tell, like, it meant more than life itself. Like the fact that they were about to lose that game, like their year was fucking ruined. Like, their whole 2023 was literally already ruined by this one game was happening. So, my brother goes to OSU. He's a big OSU fan, so I was obviously hurt for him, as a bro. But at the same time, it's just I was like,
It's hard. Yeah.
it was
Hard
crazy to
hard
see. It was crazy to
It's
see.
different. It's different in the South. It really is.
Absolutely different in the South.
Was it
as Mahomes goes down for a 15-yard gain, might have fumbled maybe, but I don't think so.
70-30 Georgia fans about 80-20, or was it pretty much split?
The thing was that was very tough to tell because they were all in red.
So much red.
So much red. When I looked at this, I go, the fact that the college football playoff didn't just think like, let's at least split up the red for this matchup somehow was like crazy. Like they should have put like, I mean, I don't even know.
We should have just
should have put TCU 4. TCU should have been 4. Yeah. That was the easy call to make.
That's the money
and you should have just called. You should have called Michigan. Agreed. That would have been. I don't know why they didn't do that. Truthfully, now looking back on it. Now, with that said, Georgia OSU was an all-timer. It's definitely in the all-time playoff games for sure.
But the thing about that game for me is literally until Ohio State lost to Michigan, my national championship, I would have told you Ohio State, Georgia. Up until that game,
you were on that all year. You're on that all year,
and I was still like, okay, Ohio State probably should be in the playoff because yes, they lost to Michigan, but they're still probably the most talented team, whatever. And then they proved it. I mean, they lost by 1 point on a field goal.
I wanted to bet because at the beginning of the year it was like Georgia and Alabama were up there, and then it was like OSU was a little bit behind them at like plus 500, and I was like, well, OSU will just kind of have like an easier like path to like the national championship game, and then they'll probably play like a 2 or a 3 where they'll probably win. That was my thing going into it. Then I'm watching this game unfold, and I'm like, what an idiot I was. I didn't put that future on them at plus 450 because they're absolutely going to be favored over TCU or whoever it was, after beating Georgia and only having lost that one game to Michigan. I mean, my goodness, sport. That was an absolute sports hurricane right there.
Yeah, it was insane, dude. Kent State 69-66 win. We are now 12-3 and 2-0 in the MAC.
In lesser news, I mean, this is basically exactly like anyone would have thought, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, they really should have scored on. You got to score on 4th and goal. I mean, this is a different game.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this is for 15 years. The Bills lost games all the time. And you would still hear someone like even like a 10-point loss. They'd be like, "Oh, if only Travis Henry didn't fumble, or if only And literally, this is kind of that game. If they score on that 4th and goal, is Max Crosby losing his brain trying to get a Patrick Mahomes hit on that 3rd down? Oh, we got a nice message. Right. Oh, Damar Hamlin 3 minutes ago on Instagram. The love has been overwhelming, but I'm thankful for every single person that prayed for me and reached out. We brought the world back together behind this. If you know me, you know this only going to make me stronger. On a long road, keep praying for me. That's Damar Hamlin. Wow, what a very positive message. Unbelievable. On his Instagram, so I'm assuming similar to him sending messages through, the everything like that. And obviously he's got the tube out.
I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, this man has more Instagram messages that he is going to know what to do with. And that's gonna take, and it's probably awesome. I mean, I'm so happy for him to be able to post that, and it's gonna be Maniac. You're gonna be there tomorrow. What are you expecting? Like, do you have any expectations? You kind of just gonna be like,
I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be everything again for the first time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I think it changed. And I hate to I hate to say this for everyone because everyone had a different experience with it, but I think it changed the way that a lot of people look at the Bills, the way they prioritize the Bills, the way they think about the Bills. For that, and obviously that doesn't. Oh, we got some razzle dazzle play,
some trickery. Yep, and
it worked. Even though it shouldn't have. Oh, we got a flag holding.
Flag hold.
It looked like nonsense, but just to wrap that up, I mean, and basically, again. Changes your perspective on the game. The most important thing at the end of the day, all these guys are healthy, all these guys are happy, all these guys are well, going home to their families, especially for all the well they do in the Buffalo community on top of that. If they can win football games, great. The most important thing is that they're well, on a personal health basis. Oh my God, they did it. What are they doing? What are they doing? No. If there's anything that's going to spur a comeback, it's that.
This is ridiculous, man. They don't deserve a touchdown on that, to be honest. Yeah, it's got to be a hold or a legal man downfield or something, right? that what they called? Oh, hold right here. Okay.
Yeah, it better be a hold. Like the refs were just like, we're not letting you in the end zone on that.
Yeah, come on, buddy.
Like that was so
Unreal. Yeah, I mean, that's well said, man. I think that's about where we were when we had on the cap earlier. I think that's what we were kind of talking about too. It's like, I mean, and Josh Allen talked about it too, saying that everybody's going to be changed from that, don't really know what to expect. And it just, I think that's how it was going forward. I didn't know how it was to be watching this game, at least to start. It was a little weird putting on a football game or doing anything else. But yeah, it's going to be, I think that the support and everything else that's going to show through there, it's going to make for a pretty emotional and hopefully a cool day for the support that will be shown to those first responders that have deserved it more often than not. And we've seen that throughout this instance and the last 3 years and everything else. It's crazy.
I'm definitely pulling for a first responder coming out of the tunnel group coming out of the tunnel. That would be sick. I will settle for just pregame recognition. I'm not gonna hate on anything. They can do it how they want. I just hope it doesn't get shuffled in with like a second quarter commercial break. Like I'm assuming they know it's like much more important than that, obviously.
I would imagine that the league and everything else, there's probably going to be, I'm sure there's a good chunk of like the NFL Today pregame and everything will be devoted to whatever's happening at Highmark. Because if you look at the map for tomorrow, I think tomorrow the CBS early game is actually like the most of the nation all day earlies is that Bills Patriots game. It's going to pretty much damn near the whole nation on CBS at 1:00. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of stuff there for it. And I think that having the Bills, the way that they handle all these things, typically with the class that they do, will be able to put on something very like tasteful and tactful, and it'll be nice. Yeah. The thing that keeps ringing back to me when I think about it is Mario Hamlin, just the word they're using, demanding them to go out there Sunday, and just what that must have done for them to motivate them, and just such a unique experience for everybody involved. And it's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited for you to be there to get to experience that, and everybody else is going to be there. I think it's going to be a special environment.
Seriously, real quick. So we got a lot of other stuff going on. You watching any shows right now?
Shows right now. I just finished Atlanta last night. I've been behind on that, so I finished the last 3 episodes. That's where I've been going with that. I'm gonna start White Lotus and Kaleidoscope. That's my plan.
You gotta watch out with White Lotus.
I saw you're on the White Lotus train. I was gonna ask you about that. I was thinking about catching up. What do you mean watch out? You did say you didn't know what was going on.
It's absolutely a nothing show for the first 3 episodes. I just had something happen in the 4th episode, so like thank goodness. But I'll say like you gotta really strap in. I know you've been on me for a while, and I've been tweeting that I'm into season 3 of The Boys now. I'm at hashtag Homelight.
Oh yeah. Oh, Homelight makes my skin crawl, but it's also good stuff.
That's everything that makes Homelander great. He's so cringe.
The more you find out about Homelander, doesn't it make you ask a lot more questions about Cody Rhodes? Just be like, what are you thinking there, bro?
Very fair.
What are you thinking? Makes me think a lot. I was catching up on movies this week. Have you seen Bullet Train? I feel like you'd be.
I have not. I know I gotta watch that apparently. And what about The Menu? Have you been hearing about that?
No, I don't even know what that is, to be honest. What's The Menu?
It's got Ralph Fiennes. I think it's got some people on an island. The rich people want to eat them or something.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm interested in that. Yeah, that was also if you're interested, the HBO documentary. There's some HBO documentary out. What's it called? This Place Rules. I think that's what I was watching the other day. We don't need to get into the contents of that, but.
Well, we'll leave you on. Hey, it's 21-3. We'll see what the Raiders do here. We're probably doomed. And now, with that said, if the Raiders make this a 1-possession game, I'll gladly get back on. But we're not going to keep you on a Saturday here while we're in a blowout in Vegas.
No, we're getting ready for some Sabres. The Sabres.
Oh, the Sabres are big. The Sabres are big, no doubt.
Listen, guys.
Let's see what we got here. 47 seconds left. I mean, yeah, you got nothing to lose. What do we got? 3rd and 6. They're highlighting Devontae Adams.
Just picture Bills, Chiefs, AFC Championship, Soldier Field. 10 degrees, sunny day. It's going to be lovely.
True. That will be lovely. Okay, we got shotgun. Let's see what they do. I mean, you know what? 21-10 is not the end of the world, but yeah, you got to go all the way down the field here on the Chiefers.
There we go.
That is something. I mean, that's the like. I'm assuming they took the timeout right away. Yes. Okay. Good.
Yep. That's
I lose my mind. I lose my mind when they don't take the timeout there. I mean, they said there's coaches that literally still do it. Can't believe it.
And especially when they're like, even, oh man, who was it? It was somebody a couple weeks ago. It might have been McCarthy. It's usually McCarthy. That's why I think about it a lot. It's usually McCarthy. Who is your ideal if the Bills? This stays here and the Bills win tomorrow. They are the 2 seed. But this tomorrow is, I mean, that's I think the biggest game of the day outside of probably the night game, with just the stakes that are going on there. But who is your ideal 7 seed in that scenario then?
I hate to say it. Probably the Jets. Just because I think we've played them like basically like pretty well for 1.75 games. We kind of have them like zoned in.
Yeah.
But we got to flag down field. We'll take that.
Starting? Why is Joe Flacco starting tomorrow? What did I miss?
I have no idea. And they're still a favorite, right?
Yes. Well, it's Joe Flacco versus Skylar.
Oh my God, we got PI downfield on a 3-second play. Let's go.
Well, the league knows what we know, and they need a touchdown before that.
Yeah, Roger, get on the phone, Roger.
God damn. Joe Flacco, can someone tell me what's going on here? Twitter, help me out. Mike White ribs is out. Wilson backing up Flacco.
Well, his ribs have been like in that state.
They've just been hurting.
They played the Bills.
So it's going to be the Steelers. it's gonna be the Steelers, which
I don't hate the
38-3 at home.
Steelers, but Pickett, yeah.
He's not as bad as he was in Week 5, but they still beat him.
That's the only part that makes me nervous. Is Pickett is a lot better, and obviously that part makes me nervous too. When Stidham takes a big sack.
Yeah, and Watt's back now. It's definitely a different team.
Yeah, Watt can change a game, like make you completely uncomfortable.
That's definitely. I would rather play the Patriots out of anybody, but if they beat them, obviously it's tough to play them. In that scenario,
and I don't want to play a team we just lost to, of course.
Yeah, and I would rather not play the Dolphins in any scenario if we could avoid that at the 7 seed. But yeah, I think I'm with you. I think the Jets would be my favorite. That's who I would like to see. It's going to be the Steelers, though. I feel like Steelers are going to destroy the Browns in Pittsburgh. Like, that's going to be a sad Browns. Did you see the stuff coming out of Cleveland?
You'd think so, but I don't know.
That's
like the Browns Super Bowl. That's the Browns Super Bowl, right?
I don't. Oh, come on!
We got holding in the backfield, I believe.
I think the Browns are falling apart. Their defensive coordinator in his last press conference walking away, he said, "Hope I get to see you guys next week."
Oh, it was hands to the face, which definitely could have been on the defense.
That's tough. What? Oh yeah. Okay.
Is that F.A. Obata?
Is it? Is he on the Chiefs now?
I saw Obaa. Like, I didn't know what the letter in between the 2 A's was, whether it was a W or a
It
D.
might be. I thought he was on the Commanders, but
I just feel like if a former Bill ended up on the Chiefs, we would have known it.
Yeah, right. We'd be all over it.
Second and 27. What do you draw up for this? I go with like a slot cross in Madden. I'm trying to get like 15 yards here.
With no timeouts.
And then I'm just running a no huddle to run the same play. Throw it deep. Oh.
Yeah. I think on Madden, I would just scramble to the right and either throw it away, run, or send it. And that's on a 2nd and 27 here.
So 3rd and 27. The good thing, this is your Hail Mary play.
It can be, how much time they got? 17?
You run, well, yeah, or it's what they tried to run on that play, which was like a 25-yard out.
You can use the whole field if you get it quick to like the 38, the 42 to 38.
You're right. That's the play here. Is you're actually looking for like a 10-yard over the middle, and then everybody knows that you're just running a Hail Mary on the next play.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for. Okay, we got 17
And
seconds.
there's a flag
Let's see
already.
what we got.
So.
There's already a flag. Offside.
Oh,
Yeah, the defense.
whoa.
Oh, that's not good.
Whoa.
Well, the worst thing is I think it's on the Chiefs, but it's going to screw them with the time. Oh, never mind. Chiefs are going to be up 24-3.
All right, well.
All right, folks. Well, hey, a lot of not good to end this session on the watch along, but we got something a little good. Just like on the Instagram, we got the similar message up here.
Oh, there we go. That's awesome.
Keep the positive thoughts, keep the positive vibes, folks. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I thought we were about to end on a positive
Positive
note.
vibes? Keeping it positive, come on. Oh, yeah, what's up? Hey, Al.
What do you got to say? What do you got to
All I
say,
can
Al?
ask for is see you out.
So two. I mean, if we win tomorrow, 2 seeds a lock.
Yeah.
So, real quick, because I know there's been a ton of different scenarios. If we're the 2 and Cincy's the 3, are they definitely coming to Buffalo? Or is there any chance of a neutral site?
No, they're coming to Buffalo.
You're coming to Buffalo.
Can you?
No effect on the divisional game or the
Could you imagine the hype for that game?
No.
Oh dear God. Because they'll be so pissed off that they got to come to Buffalo.
I will say, I mean, this was the best first half the Chiefs have played all year almost. I feel like I've watched every Chiefs game.
And
Maniac,
we talked about this today. For them to still be -9 on the road after all these close games,
Yeah.
not shocking.
They could let up 2 touchdowns in the third quarter quick in this game. So this Chiefs team,
What's the money line?
they love the food. They love to play with their food. At some point,
This
They're
isn't.
just
Yeah, perfectly said. This is exactly like the Bengals AFC Championship game last
The
year.
Raiders are 25-1,
I love it. I love it.
and you can
Adams
get them at
takeover. Come on.
you can get them at +22.5.
Am I crazy for loving the Raiders at that number?
At 25-1 or 22.5.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely dabbling
I'm
25-1.
22.5.
Imagine not having $20 on 25-1 there.
Who gets the ball at half?
Oh, Raiders, of course. Come out, score, stop, score. We're at a 1-score game.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah.
It can flip back quick.
I know. We need a national championship. A DB to fall down. We need a DB to fall down. Devontae Adams to the house.
I got 30-1 on FanDuel here.
Wow.
The Bengals were 17-1 last year in the AFC Championship game. After they made that stop, if you remember, right at the goal line, like to end the first half.
Yeah.
That game killed me last year.
I remember.
I had Chiefs money line to finish off so many parlays. That was awful.
Yep.
Good stuff. Hey, boy, Al, any thoughts on the Sabres tonight? Your Sabres going for going for 8-0-1.
I mean,
8-1 in their last 9.
I mean, what was
Crazy.
Slick saying in the other chat too? When they wear these jerseys, I mean, they're just dominating. Like
Vegas
think they need
doesn't
to
know
switch
about
back.
the goat heads. We were talking about
they need to
Vegas
switch
doesn't
back.
know.
yeah,
Pretty fun.
I love the Sabres tonight.
It actually reminds me of when like the Sabres were a pick'em on RJ night. What happened? 2 quick goals like right out of the gate.
What is the total over on this game too with Minnesota? Is it 6.5?
I think it is 6.5.
I would hammer that with the Wild. This feels like a 5-4, 6-4 game.
Yeah, it is 6.5. There's a little juice on the over at -120, and the Sabres are home dogs +110. I mean,
I'm gonna do both those things at the same time.
That makes total sense to me though. This is pre-season. Vegas has this at Wild -200. Vegas or Sabres like +150 at best. So Sabres have moved that much of Vegas's opinion. Think about how the Vegas hasn't really shifted their opinion on the Bills that much, even though they've moved them from like the favorite to an underdog. They're not really that. They didn't really lower the odds.
You're saying Wild would have been -250?
I think
Wild had
I think
some heat behind them.
preseason, I said minus 200, but I would say minus 225 with the Sabres plus 160. Marc-Andre Fleury in net. If you told somebody before the year it's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury and the Wild against Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and the Sabres, that would have been the line. I would say for sure.
Yeah. And how about futures in the NHL? I mean, if you look at the Stanley Cup favorites and stuff, it's a mess right now.
Bro, Money Puck and all these sites are a mess too. They all have like different odds. Like, dude, I'll tell you, I think this market is completely crushed. Like nobody knows what's gonna happen.
I agree. I cannot agree more with that.
I don't know where it is to be made, but there's a lot of money to be made somewhere, like in a spot that someone doesn't know about.
Yep. I mean,
the Buffalo Sabres.
Preseason, you had the Avalanches like the no doubt, like what were they, like plus 350, 400 again?
Yeah.
And now you have the Bruins are the favorites at 5-1, and the Avalanche are 6-1.
I still love the Avs because they're going to get healthy at some point, and whenever they get healthy, they're the best team.
The Avs will get healthy, but that number, I mean, the only reason that number is so low is because they had it so low to begin with. Like they should easily be like 10-1 right now.
Yeah. And guys, I think the NHL it's a free for all. You can have teams that are 15 to 20-1 that can win this damn thing.
Yeah.
Easily.
Why not the Buffalo Sabres?
I mean, the fact that the Devils are still up here is like borderline hilarious to me. Is this what it was like when the Sabres were up there in like 2018, 2019 after the 10-game win streak? So that's probably exactly what it's like, right? Like there's I love Lindy, and it would be sick to watch. It would be sick to watch with the Brat Pack and Hughes and everything, but there's no way you could tell me that the Devils are the 8th best odds, a top 8 odds to win the Stanley Cup.
Nope.
That was all because they're heater.
I'm telling you, they're actually the best team to fade right now, probably.
And I don't like it about the Maple Leafs either. I'm not betting 8-1 odds on the Leafs in any scenario. Where are we at?
100-1 still.
Sprinkle.
The Islanders should not be 40-1 if the Sabres are 100-1 now. That's all I'm gonna say.
I agree.
The Blues? The Blues are 90-1. Okay. Like the Kraken? Like if you're telling me right now, I get that the Kraken have been a lot better than people expected, but a 7-game series, you're saying the Kraken have like a distinct, dominant advantage of Grubauer over the Sabres?
No, there's no shot.
Grubauer's a damn choke artist.
There's no shot. I like.
What about tonight, Al? So you like him tonight as a lock with that even money?
I do. I mean, plus 110 on DK. Yes, I do. I definitely like the Sabres tonight at home for sure.
It's gonna be a good one. Can't wait. Look at Trevor Lawrence walking into the stadium.
Hey, speaking of that,
how are you feeling about that? Yeah, how are you feeling about that one?
Good call, Jake, on that. I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, the whole world's taking Jacksonville. Like, I have not heard people taking the Titans money line, anything. So,
I like the Titans for the exact reason you said. Everyone is on the Jaguars. When have the Jaguars ever won a big game? If anything, that's such an annoying. You want to talk about a stadium I never want to go to again? Literally in my life. In my life, I never want to go to
Maniac,
Energy Bank or First Bank. That place is like literally in my nightmares. Duval, people going nuts for their county. A county where like 58% of them are from or whatever. Like, it makes no sense.
Like, I remember you were doing this at the game too. Weren't you yelling Erie?
Oh yeah, we were trying to get it because we were in all Bills fans, so we were trying to get the Erie going.
That was great.
Those were the days when we had a chip on our shoulder. It's tough being the overdog. Like, you're constantly the hunted. Every story is like every week. Like, it's grueling.
Yep.
I gotta say, I will say this. I hate Patriots fans, and I'm very glad that Boston sports fans are gonna have decades of just terrible teams that don't win titles, and that includes the Celtics. But I tip my cap to that they dealt with it with Brady for like 15 years, like 15 plus years of like every week they were like the top story.
They did not
handle it with grace. But I think if you did this, if Josh Allen plays with the Bills for 15 years, like this fan base is literally going to drive itself like into the insane asylum.
Are we going to get a deflate gate? Because that really
We're not going to
started
get a deflate gate, but we'll get something that like shakes the fan base to its core.
deflate
As
gate.
fans, again, that's the beauty of having sports talk, having everything. It's great to just be talking about. You got RG3 with the Hamlin jersey on. RG3.
That's awesome.
Hamlin.
Hey,
What's final score tonight, Al? For Sabres. You got 5-4 like Micah, or you got a little?
Yeah, I go like 5-2 Buffalo. I
Okay.
mean the Sabres over. You have to bet it.
It
Yep.
is. It has been money. If that Tuck Thompson Skinner line's going, it's basically guaranteed.
Yep.
I'm on the Jags though. It's the Trevor Lawrence game tonight. I'm off you guys.
All right, he's got T-Law. Micah letting his way be known.
No.
Keep it locked here. We'll have some coverage of obviously the Sabres tonight, Bills tomorrow, and we're gonna keep it rolling here in 2023. Shout out everybody tuning in to Watch Along. Shout out to Degenerate Al, Mike. Any shout outs before we sign off here?
I'm good. Go Bills.
Roll Tide, baby. A big one, big game Wednesday. I'm guessing Alabama is going to be back in the top 5, especially after 2 wins this week. They're going to be at Arkansas, probably like a 5 versus 12 matchup.
That's
It's
crazy.
going to be a big one.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Folks, keep it tuned. This train never stops. Make sure you go have a good night now.